Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of the Cowboys Chronicles, and we are recapping the game just a little bit after. And what a disaster in Dallas. That's a good title for the video. Man, just absolutely
Dis-
destroyed by the New Orleans Saints.
Disaster in Big D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be the headlines for tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. That's gonna top all the shows and the sports talk radio coverage out there. But yeah, no, just a bad loss for the Cowboys, and I don't really know if it was a loss. You know, we don't know how good the Saints will be. Moving forward this season, but they've put up the most points this season so far, and you know, it could end up being we lost against a really good team, but we just couldn't stop the run at all.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I this is the most. I think they've scored. The Saints scored almost 90 points in 2 games,
Yep.
and the I mean the offense is high powered. I mean, if this is what they're going to be this season, obviously they're going to be really really tough to beat. And of course, the defense is not a pushover either.
Right.
So they might be on pace to be a really 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 good team. But what a spoiler for Dallas to come and have their first home game. I know the fans were truly upset. I mean, you heard the crowd with the Saints when they scored. A lot of Saints fans
Yeah.
were there, so they
Mhm.
traveled to the Big D. I mean, any and everybody wants to be at AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World, and
Right.
so, but the crowd was definitely there, and yeah, it was dominant from the beginning to end. I mean, uh, you know, so I mean, what more can you say? I don't know if Zimmer really had them ready, uh, and but the defense did not play well at all. And now the offense, I mean, I thought they were able to move the ball. Obviously, we settled for some threes, with Butter Aubrey, and that we should have, you know, couldn't capitalize on and get 7.
Hmm.
But I think the defense overall, I think the offense played okay. I just think that it was pretty demoralizing for them to have to come back on the field after the Saints had scored another 7.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You have to get stops. You got to get off the field on third down, and Alvin Kamara, we just couldn't stop him. We couldn't. He had 4 touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
and he he can have these games where he can go off and get a lot of touchdowns and a lot of touches. Um, so yeah, I don't know if our run defense is where it should. I don't know if it was just the scheme for the Saints that really did us in, but yeah, that's what happened for sure.
Right. Yeah. Let's go back and recap. recap. Episode 1. The score that I predicted was just the opposite. I
Right.
predicted that the Saints wouldn't score more than 20 points and that we would probably hit our average of around 30, 35 points. And it was just the opposite. We didn't score 20, and the Saints obviously went on and scored 44. So that prediction was was not good. Uh, just the opposite. So yeah. So on to the next. I mean, one thing that I don't know if you could bring any positive out of this game, what would be your positive? Talked about the negatives. What about any positives that you saw?
Um, I to be honest with you, I think this is just one that you scrap. Um, you got beat over top, in coverage with the long ball to Shaheed. Um, couldn't really stop the run. And I think the problem is that they ran the ball a lot on the edges, and they did a lot of jet sweeps. They did a lot of tosses to the edges, and I guess our speed in that area was lacking, and they ran away from Micah, and so they just had a really good game plan. I don't know if a lot of teams will try to employ the same game plan, but because I mean it just depends on personnel. But
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. You gotta scrap this one. We
Yeah.
couldn't really score a lot. We kicked a lot of field goals again. So you gotta start over and try to get better and do better game planning for the next opponent.
Right. Right. Which will be the Ravens, who lost today as well. And so both coming off a loss, we'll be back at home. So I think if I would say the only positive I would say is Aubrey. I mean, he's Mr. Clutch. I believe if we ever come down to a field goal game decision, I believe we can count on him. So I mean, so
Yeah,
obviously he's still being who he is, and I would say probably that is the only positive that I can really pull out of this game.
right. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Right, right. So on to the Ray. Well, we'll get a chance to see how good the Saints are again. I think next week they have Philly, and Philly has Monday night tomorrow night with against Atlanta, but next week Saints will the Philly will have to travel to the Superdome or yeah the Superdome, and so we'll definitely see how well Philly matches up with the Saints and how well they do there. But yeah, so we got Ravens, and again, both coming off losses. We'll be back at home, and so both will be in desperation, trying to figure out who they are and what they're going to do. Hopefully, Dallas will mentally be prepared and ready. Again, both coming off losses, and so either this going to demoralize you in a sense, or it's going to cause you to dig deep within and really find out who you are as a team.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the Ravens, they do a good job of running the ball too. We got to go against Lamar Jackson. And so, we know that he's dynamic, and we know that, they have playmakers that can play over the top going against Derrick Henry in the run game. So another bruising back that can take a lot of punishment, but dish out a lot of punishment as well. So it's gonna be another tough game, and we got to see what we got to show what we're made of, and try to make a comeback and get a W.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, um, good recap, and so we'll see what happens next week.
Yep, we will. And I guess with that, we are going to sign off. This has been episode 2 of the Cowboys Chronicles. Like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts below of the game, as disappointing as it might be. But until next time, we'll see you guys then soon. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Peace out.
Peace out, Cowboy Nation.